Oh my god, it's a fucking photorealistic video game. Oh my god. No way. Damn. Okay, I'm already freaked out. I don't play games this grown up. Hi YouTube, and welcome to some liminal activity. We're gonna play the Complex Expedition. Ooh. This is what new work orientation feels like usually.
Okay, you should have control now.
Whoa. So like I was gonna say, would I take off the hazmat suit for the dick suckatron? First of all, I would never go into the back rooms in the first place. That is, I realize that as a white person, that's hard for you all to believe because, going into the back rooms is like the undeniable white person thing to do. You know, in horror movies, how they're always like, why people be investigating shit when they need to be fucking getting the fuck out? In general, I don't quite agree, but when it comes to the back rooms, white people really can't keep their own business. That's true. That's 100% true. It's, the thing is, the back rooms is like the perfect seduction for like a NIMBYism, right? Personally, I would put a giant animatronic running from behind, and then as soon as you spin the camera, it eats the robot, but that's just me. NIMBYism means, not in my backyard. It's a sort of policy position, which, basically moves to, exclude developments which may negatively impact property values, real or perceived. This is different from YIMBYism, which is yes in my backyard, which seeks to do acts of perceived social good, whether or not they might harm the property values of the residents, right? So good example of NIMBYism is like you know, Democratic voters, right? Democratic voters are often in favor of more affordable housing, but are they in favor of more affordable housing being in the form of a 150 unit apartment complex for low-income individuals only built literally right next to their house, right? The answer to that is usually no. They usually want it a little bit further away, right? But not always. That's where you get into YIMBYism, right? Can I get off the ground or am I a slug? It seems that I'm a slug. We have foolishly entered the back rooms as a solo individual. We're so cooked.
It feels kind of weird being in this part.
They shouldn't have gone in here. Like, who would do this? Nobody could do... You would have to be so autistic to do this. Oh, wait a second. Actually, I guess that's the answer, huh? What am I doing in this situation? I'm taking the hazmat suit off, and I'm getting very naked and vulnerable in a sexual way for the monsters. Getting naked in the hopes the monster only fucks you and doesn't just kill you. Wow, I've got a turbo light. Okay, who lighted? Is this game gonna scare the shit out of me later? How tall is Kainen? How tall do you think I am? I'll tell you something, I'm pretty tall. Meters? I don't know what meters are. Speak American, buddy. 6'9". 6'7". Like, how are you in this situation? And you're doing okay. This seems like so fucked up. Gotta get climbing gear for this one. You can be my jetpack if you're short. It's okay if you're a little short. I can lean down. Call me jetpack the way I can make you blast into the air. Ooh. Riz detected at a very high volume. Call him a jetpack the way only the wealthy will ever get to ride him. Damn. That's amazing. He wouldn't be fun for our backrooms heads if he started bawling in a fetal position. Speak for yourself, buddy. I need more games where the main character spontaneously starts crying. I had to be on a very... Oh! Did you see that? Did you see that? I didn't like that. If we get charged by a monster, I'm uninstalling the game. The thing is, it's usually about the acoustics and the silence. Whenever I've been like exploring things, it's always the acoustics and the silence. That incredibly oppressive quiet where sound is a trespass, right? Oh, not a fan of those. Oh, I think we're lost, homies. The soundscape in this game is getting a little evil. Have you ever been in such a silence that it feels like your whole safety is tied into it? Where it's like, because you don't hear anything else, you feel totally safe and on your own. But then you have the dawning awareness that if you did hear something else, you would feel terribly vulnerable. Yeah, so quiet that something's wrong. It's a phenomena that I've encountered a few times in my life. Yeah, when it's so quiet and so empty that it feels like something's wrong. I've had that experience like being in the woods. When you feel that in the woods, it feels like danger. That level of like, it's so quiet that it almost feels like dangerous, the absence of sound. Like, what's caused everything to be so quiet here? Because it's not me. Is there something that I'm not aware of? Am I naive? My naivete has led me to places I wouldn't go with a gun if I knew what the fuck was going on in them. I'm walking so slow, I think this guy needs a snack. No sprint. I could just sprint everywhere. But it's so loud. What if it attracts the killer?
He's the killer.
Do you hear how he pants? It's horrible. Killer already knows where you are at all times. You might as well run. Damn. That's the scariest thing I've ever heard. Running feels super jarring. And now I'm pooped. Imagine a puppy. Yeah. Oh! Fuck. March 2007, Winterland's art contest. Ooh. I'm attracted to this little should-be kitchenette. This is a good color. Why are we going back to the yellow zone if we were in a different zone for a while? Oh man, the super tall chair. Oh man.
Oh my god. Jesus.
That looks bad. Are we screwed? Look at the bare feet though. Look at those toes out. Any vaguely people-shaped stains on the wall in chat right now? Yeah. I really like those videos of the guys who fuck shoes. I think that's really cute. That's kind of the ideal boy, I think. Do I take the shoe as a weapon? I would never appropriate anybody's culture. Get me a boy who whimpers while he's f***ing one of my shoes and he's desperately clutching and huffing and sniffing the other shoe. I think that's the sort of relationship security I need. I can do the white boy chancla. Okay. If I'm gonna do the white boy chancla, it needs to be with like a Louis Vuitton though. Give me those red bottom heels. Oh man, a boob light. Chat, boob lighting is so messed up. Boobs on the ceiling, super fucking liminal. Okay, see, I totally vaguely remember this zone, but I think this zone was in another game that I played, so I don't know. Did I see Thoreau play this or? Or did I play it? Another ominous chair. And an ominous grandfather clock. And ominous lighting. This all feels really familiar. Which I guess is kind of the liminal thing. My mind, I can't stop thinking that mama dogs do that thing when puppies don't get adopted. They get use a record tail and they rub it against the mama dogs to keep the small little puppy not feel too homesick. No.
What the fuck are you?
Oh no. I don't like this. Oh, he's just standing there. Is that a Funko Pop? Fisher Price Little People? Is he gonna come at me if I turn around? Oh, there's nowhere to go. I have to go around him. Oh, I don't wanna. Character makes the crying guy eat soup. What are you talking about? Very popular video, but you guys make a guy eat soup while crying. That's rough. I've never seen the soup video. No, somebody could send me the soup video. It's not a fun. Is it a scary video? Oh, okay, somebody sent it to me already. Damn. That's hot. They're totally disgusted. No way. That was great. Crying tears of joy because the soup is so good. Ba da ba da 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 da. This is a little evil. A chair convention? Yeah, that's my stream, basically. Whoa.
An elevator. Come on.
Whoa. Nice. It looks really pretty, though. Like, who could mind being here when it looks so pretty? If this was like a slightly heated pool, I'd like to sit on the steps and get my leggies wet. I would chill here. Yeah, this is why white people can't resist the Backrooms, for real. The warmth that makes you a little... Yeah. Oh, that's so it. The sort of warmth that makes you a little tired. That's totally Backrooms core. That's totally what they're up to. Although I guess I wouldn't want to get my... sweater wet in here, right? The whale. Ooh. I feel like once you made it here, I don't know how you would be able to leave. I feel like this is the big trap, right? Like if I'm in liminal hell and I find a place that's just like bathed in white like this, I'd probably just be like, you know what? I'm staying here because this other shit's too fucked up. I'm not staying in the washer room. I'm not staying in the lawn chair room. I'm staying by the pools room where the light seems to be spilling out. Yeah, walk straight into the sun. Yeah. Do I have any fears? For you, it's deep oceans. Ooh. Other than the usual fears like poverty. I guess being useless. That's my fear. Is that too real? You'd stay in the water until you became prune boy. The thing is, if you stay in water for long enough, your body will slowly start to dissolve. So like, there's definitely a limit to how long you can stay in water. I don't know, any fears? I'm trying to think. Yeah, I don't know. I would hate to be useless to people who need me. But like that's not really much of a fear. Oh man. Yeah, actually that reminds me there's hold on, I can find an image of it really quick. Garland, what do you fear most in the world? The possibility that love is not enough. Ooh. Now there's a fear. What about the possibility that love is too much? Oh, that's beautiful. As much as possible, please. More, please. I love love. I love neediness. I love proximity. You love neediness? I do. I love an unending, overwhelming love. I love love. Yeah. Ooh, I want to go back to the pools. The pools went by too quickly. Oh, I don't like this place. Get me out of here. Were you staying in this place? No. If it was good, no. I would not. No. No, I would not. The thing is, I don't care about a good deal. That's something that you should know about me by now. I don't care about a good deal. I care about a good time. I can't crawl through this. Oh my god, I can. That's fucked up. I'm literally a worm. I know we've kind of moved a beat, but it is such a good question. Do I have any fears? I really am trying to give a good answer. I wish I could give like a beauty queen answer of like, oh, I'm afraid of clowns. I don't know, like things like clowns or like water, like I don't know. I love the world so much. I love the world and everything in it. So it's like oh shoot, I'm in the evil clown closet. That's fucked up. Get me out of here. Oh yeah, I don't like spiders. I think centipedes are kind of cute actually, in a freakish way. But I don't like spiders. I super don't like spiders actually. That's a fear, right? That's a fear. You're so right. See, this is how dumb I am. I don't even know what a fear is. Fear of wasps? Yeah. Okay, yeah. I may be a little afraid of wasps. Is an aversion of... Oh, that's a good point. Is an aversion of fear. Is being averse to something the same as being afraid of it? Euphophobia and homophobia always felt strange. Oh gosh, I've explained this before, but I'll explain it again. So for those of you who don't know your queer history, let me update you on queer history. Homophobia is called homophobia out of for an activist purpose, right? The story that is popularly canonized is that a therapist who was supportive of gay liberation was sort of meditating on the idea of anti-homosexual sentiment in his bathtub. And he was suddenly struck by the connection that he could make, which is that it's a fucking phobia, right? And the idea was this: to frame anti-homosexual sentiment as a phobia is to put the onus on the person with anti-homosexual sentiment, right? It's to say that it is not the homosexual who is wrong, who is sick, but rather the one who rejects them who is showing their sickness, right? It is intolerance itself which is a sickness, not the state of being, right? And so that was the idea behind declaring homophobia, right? It was a complete inversion because at the time, before the term was popularized, you have to consider the timing, right? When you look at the 50s and the 60s, and honestly beyond, the idea was that gay people were mentally ill in some capacity, right? That was the popular idea, is that gay people had some sort of mental illness that may be criminal even, right? Because of the linkage at the time that was very strong between the criminal mind and the mentally ill mind as being one and the same, right? That crime was its own form of mental illness. And so, yeah, I feel like I'm lost, by the way. On the topic of homophobia homophobia was crafted not out of a legitimate understanding of phobia as fear, but it was primarily architectured as a gotcha, as a linguistic gotcha, right? And I think that there's some effective linguistic sort of parries to that at this point that you see a lot. But yeah, in the traditional sense, it's not actually a phobia. Which also actually, you know, and I say this with a big asterisk, right? Like, big asterisk. Like, I'm queer. Many people here are queer. I'm very pro queer, right? I'm very pro queer. But I also, you know, gotta hand it to him, right? I gotta hand it to him, and I gotta say that, you know, it's unsatisfying. It's an unsatisfying angle, I think, to some extent, right? Since we acknowledge that, you know, homophobia is itself essentially activist language, it is sort of an acknowledgement that therapy, that you know, psychology itself is not legitimate as a science, right? I think to some extent you have to confront that, right? It's not the term itself is not actually based off of an attempt to diagnose and help people in a direct way. Actually, the term sort of originated sort of as a label to invert shame, right? The label homophobia was constructed as an attempt to insert a shame into people that they would seek to alleviate through correcting themselves as being wrong. So I don't know. I think that's something interesting. What is the game about? We're backroom investigators, and we decided to walk into the dangerous part of the backrooms for no reasons. You can interact with how? What the fuck? Have I been able to interact with things the whole game? No fucking way. How? The game never established that I could do that. How? How do you do it? There's no interact button because the camera, left and right click move the camera. F? Oh my god. That's crazy. That changes the whole game.
For births 5 froggy cats.
Fuck. I never would have thought that a game that made camera interactions left and right click, I never expected that they would include door shenanigans like this. Okay, I don't like that. Oh boy, another worm channel. This is nice. I like it here. Hold on, we're out of the water. I need to bundle up. Welcome to the banquet hall. This honestly looks very similar to a furniture store I was in. And I didn't buy anything because it was all way overpriced old furniture sets. I love the vibe in this is pretty good. I think that something that people popularly misunderstand is that antidepressants are not Ozempic. Antidepressants are supposed to patch you through to solving your problems. But if your life sucks and you don't make changes in it, sooner or later, that stopgap of an antidepressant will stop working. It's actually a very clever trick by the pharmaceutical companies to get people to think that you just need to be on an antidepressant permanently. Like, that's not how they were ever intended to function. Like, that's a patch job. Yeah, there's no money in a cure for real. lot of people are just vitamin deficient. Honestly, I would believe that. Actually, this is pretty well documented. That a sufficient dose of magnesium can hugely alleviate people's symptoms of depression, anhedonia, sexual dysfunction. I'm somebody who takes magnesium every day, and I eat foods richer in magnesium, and I've noticed a huge improvement in my life since I did that. Way less headaches, way less migraines. But yeah, it's pretty well studied from a small dose to pretty large doses that magnesium can be huge for people. Most people are deficient in magnesium. I think that supplementation on its own is there's always going to be absorption issues, right? And the thing is, unless you're in a lab setting, you're never going to know how much your absorption issues are or are not. Some things, for some people, they're going to absorb 98% of the supplement. Other people are going to absorb 8% of the supplement, right? And it's not, there's no, too many people buy into this. And I think this is where people get in trouble. They buy into these like popular myths of like, oh, well, people absorb like 70% of a supplement, so it's a fine to take this much of a dose. You don't know that. You don't know how much your individual body will absorb of a supplement. So if you're supplementing, try to stay in healthy ranges. And if you feel like you need more, look for a dietary source. Yeah, dietary source is always better. Intake method, pill versus powder versus gummy versus food. I always prefer food or gummies. At the end of the day, the difference between all the magnesiums is whether or not which one's going to give you diarrhea. I think that black beans have like the best like nutritional profile, but kidney beans are also pretty good. And they're like, oh no, I don't like this. Oh, I don't like this. Fuck it. Why do we just decide to say fuck it here? Was there, oh.
Let's go.
I don't like this. Go. I don't like this. Go! Okay. Ouch. 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 Me when I fucking fall. When was the last time I fell to the floor, hands and knees? Oh, it's been forever. Oh, here's the hole. Sorry, I almost missed this little hole back here. This is what Tim Hortons is like in the nightmare universe where Justin Trudeau is dating Katy Perry. What have I told you, that the universe is this one? No way. Why is the screen so shaky? Because we're in a fucking hazmat suit, buddy. Sunnyside play area. Oh, littles. Grab your passies. Oh, not me going into the back of the darkened pharmacy. When a retail worker has to check in the back for an item, this is what they're doing. True. I remember when I worked in a customer service role and some woman came up with a food product that she damaged. I'm gonna assume that she damaged it, but she had a couple food products that were damaged, and she was like, I'd like a discount on these items because they're damaged. And I was just like, oh, I can actually do you one better than that. I'm not gonna sell them at all because they're damaged, and we don't sell damaged goods here. And so I collected them and swept them aside, and she's just like, you're not even gonna sell them? I'm just like, sorry, that's just store policy. Because you could get sick, somebody could have tampered with this. I really did genuinely believe that she probably damaged them all herself, and then was just like, I'll go ask this little boy here to give me a discount on them. I like a scam normally, but the thing is, you gotta outsmart me. That's the thing. I loved getting outsmarted for a scam. If you could outdo company policy, loved that. There were some home decor things at the place I worked, customer service in. It was customer service more or less. And there were two women who would come in like basically like every like 2 weeks. every like 2 or 4 weeks, and they'd return like their decorations for the house, and then they'd use the store credit to buy new decorations for the house. And then they'd come back and return it after like 2 or 4 weeks. It was awesome. They'd come up with a big basket full of little shit, you know, and it was always random stuff too. It's just like, it was like, I only got them twice, but the woman who trained me said that they came in all the time. And it's like the two times that I returned for them, like one time it was like a candelabra and plates, and then the next time it was a lamp and like a picture frame. And it's like, what kind of interior do you have that these are mutable elements of the design? Because these are not things that are going the same place in your house. But the woman who trained me was just like, oh, you're gonna get some people in here, you're gonna learn, because people buy things and they wear them, or they use them for a party, and then they want to return them. And there's a couple people who come through here who are serial about it. And I was like, oh, okay. But she wasn't kidding. There are some people out there who are renting a life. Spooky. Oh! Oh, God. Spooky. There was also a woman who was coming in periodically and returning a massive Lego set without a receipt that we carried. There was one manager who was really mad about it because he was just like, we don't even know if that was from here. I was like, well, but we do stock it. Did they do it? No receipt. No, we took it. We took it. Flavor of the rainbow. Let me in.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it. No way. I wanted to go into the Flavor Rainbow Center. Fuck me. No. Did the door grunt at me? Maybe. This music is great. I'd stay here happily. I've actually been in a mall that was pretty much exactly like this. Favorite segment so far? Yeah. Bloodstains and all. Well, mysterious stains and all. Actually, there was when I was growing up, one of my grandmother's favorites, don't want to go in here. Her favorite Chinese place was in this fucking like dilapidated horror of like a little like chain mall dealie. Oh boy. And so it was like a really tiny corridor shopping center, except like none of the lights in the primary shopping center, like almost none of them were on. You could see like drips in like the like not in the restaurant, but it was like the Chinese place was like part of this like shopping strip, interior shopping strip that was really small, where like 80% of the lights were out and the tile work was all ancient and grimy looking, and there were like drips from the ceiling. It was like so a place that was ready to be condemned at any minute. But then the Chinese place itself that was in there was fucking incredible. It was pretty kino, yeah. Unfortunately, that shopping center did eventually close, and we never figured out, or at least my grandmother never figured out if the Chinese place like relocated. But it did sadly close one day. What's your favorite type of story? Oh my God, no way. Softlock King. Okay, never mind. I got excited for a minute. Favorite type of store to go into a mall? I like candle stores. Candle stores and bookstores are the best parts of a mall, because I like wanting for a whiff. I think it's a very pleasant experience that only really works in an experience space. You like a food court? Oh, everybody likes the food court. Oh, this is horrible. I'd stay in the mall section. Yeah, bookstores are pretty overrun with like little crap sell items, right? There is a literal hot sauce store. Oh! Scared myself. Entry for staff only.
Hey. What the fuck is... Hello? Is there anyone there?
I hate this. That's scary. Little pretzel stalls in the malls were always the best. Yeah. Yeah. Hell yeah. Did you guys ever go to one of those pretzel places that has like, they have like the big pretzels, but like one of the pretzel types is like, has like pepperoni like braided into it? That's mine. Oh, and mustard. Pretzels and mustard is so good. I need a soft pretzel. Is anybody here like a cheese person? Because I never really tried that because it seemed too evil. I bet it's tasty though. Whoa. Oh God, now I'm scared. It took me getting to this part to say, oh God. Now it's scary. Oh, it's got keys. I would use take on keys. Personally. There are so many things that people think are good, and it's like, this isn't good. It just... Ah! No! No. No way. No way. Are we at the weeping angel portion? Heard you guys are talking about a pretzel. Could I have a pretzel? No way. I was gonna say something, which is, there are a lot of things that people think that they like, but they don't actually like the thing. They like how much cheese is on it. I hate this.
What in the hell? Focus.
Who cares? Just go. Let go, buddy. Let go. Just get it over with. Yeah. Let's get it over with. Oh my God. You know what? Oh no. Can't believe that just happened. Of all the things that happened, the weird thing is being in a play place. Scariest part of these settings is going hungry. I don't know. It's nice to have an exit strategy. You know, people are always so quick to say like, what if you went thirsty? What if you get hungry? I don't know. What if war criminal scientist removed your tongue and all your teeth and permanently blinded you and disabled your voice and capped your hearing and kept you alive with fluids? Like, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of problems you could have if you were really being creative. Let's not pause and linger on the idea of going hungry. Damn, you guys are getting fluid. Is that what I have in store for misbehaving froggy cats? Well, far be it from me to let good meat go to waste. What if you turned you into a pretzel? Legs overhead like a pretzel. Choose the right path. Restrooms, rooms 203 to 205. I'll go to the pissy shitty convention. Aren't so aggressively. I'm scampering in a hazmat suit. Oh man. Crawling through the women's toilet hole. Well, I sure hope there's no shader errors in here. Whoa, wait a second. This is the room where I just...
I know this place.
Oh man.
Oh, please tell me I'm back. Oh, God. Please. Hello? Does anyone copy? Does anyone copy? Hello?
We found the line. Is this like a Backrooms trope of like safety tape that leads you out of the evil zone? Falling tape is always a trap. Oh shit. All right, guys, knock it off. I've seriously had it. Oh my god, throwing a surprise party for someone who just escaped the fucking Backrooms.
Locked.
Not the giggling baby red exit.
What is that?
Oh damn.
What the fuck? I'm not out.
Sorry, I got scared seeing the character. I got the red ending. Damn. Whoa. Whoa. Getting maybe didn't live vibes. Bum bum. Whoa. Damn, chat. Decent hamster walking sim. The year is 2050. For real.
The year is 2050.
Backrooms are now the throwing it backrooms. The backrooms are now the differently fronted rooms. Instead of wearing hazmat suits, you now have to wear a pronoun pin to explore the backrooms. All of the locations in the backrooms are staffed by aides who are trained how to deal with people with extreme autism, who'll provide you a color-coded map, including options for people with various forms of color blindness to help them locate the next feature of the backrooms for accessibility purposes. The soup monster is now the gender soup monster. Instead of a scrimbly, it's now a they them bly. When you go to the pool area, there are now gender neutral changing rooms, and you have to use it. All of the found footage VHS tapes have been replaced by carefully critiqued episodes of RuPaul's Drag Race, pointing out microaggressions and transphobia in the original airings. Was the scrimbly even in this game? There was Soup Guy. There was Soup Man. There was the Soup Guy. Soup Dog. Alright. Well, that was an interesting game. Wouldn't you say, chat? Bum, 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 bum.